Alright guys, today I want to check out the stats, typing, and movesets of all of the Ultra Beasts, mostly because I've been getting a lot of comments and Twitter messages. People just like, Verlis, you need to see this. You're not going to believe some of these stats. These are ridiculous Pokemon. I've been trying to keep myself unspoiled, but when I keep getting like a barrage of comments like, check out this Pokemon's stats, I'm like, no, please. So I might as well just do a reaction now before I get any more spoiled. I pretty much know Kartana, and that's kind of it. I haven't been keeping up with the Ultra Beasts. Mostly because I know they're insane, I don't really like them, and they're big on the story, so I was like, if I can try to unspoil one thing, it's going to be Ultra Beast, but it looks like we're not going to get that. So let's start off with UBO1, Nil Ego, or Nile Ego, something like that is what I'm guessing, and here we go. So Rock Poison typing. Now, I've already tried to do a couple of recording takes on this video, and I know that the Rock Poison typing just doesn't exist. Alright, I was like, wait, Rock Poison, have we seen that before? But no, we really have not. So that's actually a really interesting start right there when it comes to just like typings and movesets and stuff. But Rock Poison, I don't think that's good stab, and it means you're 4 times weak to ground, and it has no defensive stat. So I don't think this guy's gonna be much of a threat. Maybe on the 127 on the special and 103. Yeah, but I mean Garchomp, like Scarf Chomp just comes in and then it's gone, and it doesn't have to worry about anything. Also with the Rock Poison, yeah, it's going to have like a lot of resisted Pokemon stuff, so I don't think it's going to be that much of a threat, but we'll have to see the moveset. Looking at the hit points and special defense stat though, like 109 hit points, 131 special defense on a 103 speed Pokemon, that's scary. If this thing gets like iron defense or has some way of boosting its defense, that might go somewhere. So let's go and find out. Power Split, Guard Split. It's like, it's Shuckle. Does that still count? I don't know. Clear Smog, and then the rest is going to be like some weird stuff. So Psywave, Headbutt, Venoshock, Toxic Spikes, Safeguard, Power Gem. I'm not seeing anything crazy. Like Miracle doesn't even make a lot of sense either, because it has so much special defense that like if you Miracle, you're not going to be able to get that one shot out of it. So that's something right there. Has the Head Smash for the damage, but it seems to be wanting to be a special attacker, so I don't even know about that. And then Venom Drench. So yeah, I'm not seeing anything too scary right here. No tutor moves or, God forbid, egg moves or something like that on these kinds of Pokemon. But it looks like just a standard special attacker that's going to, yeah, has Charge Beam. That might be something. Thunder Wave, Poison Jab, Grass Knot. So it looks like it's just going to try to go for like Sludge Bomb, Power Gem, and then a little bit of coverage. We have Thunderbolt. Do we have Ice Beam on this Pokemon? I'm not seeing it, even though it kind of looks like a jellyfish, watery kind of thing. How is this a rock? How are you Rock Poison? I'm trying to make this work with a green screen, but I don't even know if it's working out that well. How is that? How does that? Okay, it looks like we don't really understand anything about Ultra Beast, so I guess the way to look at it, insane special defense tank. But can probably be tanked out or walled out by ground type Pokemon pretty effectively. The speed helps. But yeah, it's just a 127, 103 special attacker. That's a lot more difficult to kill than normal special attackers, so I don't think that that's too crazy. But we know we're going to get to the other one, so let's go to Buzz Swole. I'm going to pronounce it that way because it seems like a nice little tricky little name right there. Buzzwole, whatever. It's not like, okay, here's the thing about Ultra Beasts. Like, Ultra Beasts are kind of what I've wanted in Pokemon for a while. They all have the same base stat total. It's a 570 base stat total. And this is like the ideal Pokemon when you think about it, because look at that. It doesn't need any special attack because it knows it's a buff physical attacker. And we kind of see that in like all the Ultra Beasts, that they have really low lows and really high highs. But so far with Buzzwole and Nil Ego, I'm not seeing too much of an issue, fortunately, because, alright, now if it had like a 53 speed and a 103 defense, that'd be a lot scarier, but we still have some more Ultra Beasts to check out, and I've heard that there are some terrifying ones. So you can Scarf this guy is what I'm guessing. 103, so that's it's a huge defensive tank. Not too much on the speed, but still does a lot of damage. Does get the bulk up, though. Like, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that setup. Ice Punch, bulk up. Now that's scary. Now this Pokemon is actually looking pretty scary. Has Fell Stinger. Fell Stinger did receive a buff to 50 base power, so that's a little bit of extra damage, and it is a bug fighting. So I'm guessing Drain Punch, Focus Punch, Super Power, Dynamic Punch, Mega Punch. No Drain Punch, really. Like, I think that might actually have to be something to look out for, because if tutor moves come into play in like the next game or next generations or something, that could be pretty ridiculous, even though I don't know if Ultra Beast will transfer over to generations. But yeah, look at this. Alright, if it got Drain Punch, that would have been really scary, because alright, you bulk up, Drain Punch, and then everything dies. But with this, we have Super Power, big hit right there, Dynamic Punch. Doesn't really work when you don't have the no guard ability. Mega Punch. So Leech Life is, oh, never mind. I couldn't have been more wrong. Who Who needs Drain Punch when you have Leech Life? Because it got the buff. Alright, so now it's an 80 base power stab healing move on these stats. These stats, and it gets Beast Boost. So, whenever it knocks out an opponent, it has Moxie. Just say for Buzzwole, it has Moxie. So I'm guessing you don't even... Could you even get away? You could probably get away with the Scarf. Like, Scarf Leech Life. Done. You know, max out attack, Adamant Nature, max out the hit points, and actually no, you need speed if you're going to Scarf it like that. So, Jolly. Why not even need Jolly on that 79 base speed? You know, you just run Adamant or Jolly, and then all you need to come in is like, go in against a weakened Pokemon. If that Pokemon is like below 30% and you just Leech Life it, doesn't matter. And then you gain attack, and now you have a Sweeper on your hands. That seems like a good thing, at least with the Scarf. Like, Scarf Moxie, in its own way, does have that weakness that if they bring in a heavy resist Pokemon, you're not going to be able to snowball as much. But if you can still play a bulky set on Buzzwole. So, this is more or less a first reaction. I'm not, like, trying to go for a full breakdown. But, I mean, look at that moveset. Ice Punch, Earthquake, Lunge. This isn't Lunge the one that... Oh, Lunge is the one that lowers the opponent's defense, isn't it? Yeah, that's actually pretty terrifying right there. We have some other things, right? Yeah, so it can... Okay, the moveset's great. The stats are really interesting. This guy might actually be very terrifying. And now here's where we're getting into it. Oh, Pheromosa. Those stats are ridiculous. Now, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to Ultra Beast. Like, 37 on defenses. You could have just given this thing, like, 5 on hit points, because it's not surviving anything. Bug fighting means you will resist a couple of things, but I don't think it's going to be that important. Yeah, mostly it's just like, alright, I can just be a special attacker, I can just be a physical attacker, that outspeed everything. And I was looking into this. I think when I looked up the Beast Boost initially, I kind of stumbled into Pheromosa. So pretty much you can run like an Adamant Nature, and then you can boost enough into your speed where I think you still outspeed 130 base speed Pokemon with a 137 attack, and then your Beast Boost covers for that. So you're going to be incredibly powerful. You can certainly Life Orb. Like, that's a good thing about having like the 71 on hit points, I guess. Even though Life Orb does percent, so I guess it doesn't even matter in the end. Like, you can make stats happen with this. So yeah, you Life Orb, you outspeed. I think Pheromosa actually might be one of the more scary things. Gets triple kick, high jump kick, done. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. 137, Life Orb, Adamant Pokemon, snowballing on the high jump kick, fighting, stab, everything dies. That's all I've really got to say about that. Low kick, I don't think really matters at this point. Bounce, jump kick, Bug Buzz, me first. It gets to me first. Like, I would just tech in me first, just in case you see your opponent doing something weird. Yeah, they're trying to throw out a move like that. Now, I think the big issue here is that you have to make a decision. Let's see, where's the Leech Life? Does it get Leech Life? No. Okay, I was about to say, if it gives another Bug, Leech Life stuff, so pretty much you're going to be limited. That if you want to go Special Attacker, you have a lot more coverage. You get the Ice Beam right here. You're pretty much going to play like a faster, stronger Greninja, and then, but also more risk. That if you don't find that KO, it's pretty much over right there. So that's actually a really interesting thing to think about. Oh wait, there's the Lunge. Alright. Alright. Pheromosa gets Lunge. That's not good. That is not good at all, but there's a high jump kick as well. Speed Swap, that's a new move. But yeah, like our special coverage isn't that great. Maybe the Facade, maybe, like I said, you just want to keep that. So you can either go special for more, or you can snowball that physical super easily. But then your special can still snowball. Like, it's a special attacking Moxie if you decide to run the Modest Nature. And now you can try to find stuff like that. Giga Impact, Poison Jab, Swagger. So yeah, like I said, I keep saying this on every one of them now. Not a full moveset, but initially, like, Pheromosa seems like one of the scariest Pokemon for Beast Boost, because you can still outspeed everything, and then you can start the Snowball, and no bueno. So now we have Zucatry, or whatever it's called, so let's go and pull him up right there. Yeah, the electric one. So, just pure electric, Beast Boost. What? There we go. Those are probably the ones I've been tweeting about. Just give it a 173. Just give it a 173. Also, it's a realistically, I wouldn't say tanky Pokemon, but I mean, Pure Electric is good. Pure Electric is just like a ground weakness. So because of this, yeah, you're just gonna be able to survive things. Now, I'm guessing you have to Scarf. Like, at the 83, you're forcing the Scarf, but the 83 seems very calculated. I haven't looked in the speed tiers, and that's probably gonna be in the guide. But yeah, you Scarf, Modest, and you can probably still outspeed like 125 base speed Pokemon or something like that. And then you get the damages. What else does this Pokemon get? Does that have, oh, Hypnosis? Alright. Maybe Scarf might not be the right idea. Like, if this Pokemon gets Agility or has a way of boosting something. Because I like that Charge Beam. You know, oh wait, Beast Boost. But that's only gonna work on more special. Yeah, Beast Boost. The Beast Boost doesn't. It makes nothing matter because it doesn't matter if you scarf it into that. If you just get one kill, it's over. So that means the only way the opponent can save themselves is if they have a ground type Pokemon and you're already like scarf snowballing. So that's kind of it. Like, I guess when you're looking at the meta, it's just going to be a lot of switch-ins. It's like, all right, this Pokemon's going to be restricted right here. Bring in a fairy type Pokemon. That way you can deal with like the Pheromosa or the Swolebug guy. And with this, it's like, all right, you need a ground type. If your ground type's dead, you just lose because everything gets one shot by the Thunderbolt. That's how I'm seeing it. Hypnosis, Discharge, Electric Terrain, Power Whip, because, you know, when you flay, I have some earbuds right here. It's like, you know, when you flay on those earbuds, it's over, kind of thing. Oh my goodness. I just had a moment deep inside where I felt like everyone did it, but I mean, you're a terrible person when you would pull out the Game Boy cable and try to whip them at people. I've taken one to the face, but I also got my friend back in return, so that's how it breaks down. But yeah, it gets Power Whip, so that's a little, yeah. But then, yeah, fortunately, I think the only thing in our favor right now is that it gets Volt Switch, though, so you can Scarf it safely, Volt Switch out if you need to, still do tons of damage, Dazzling Gleam, Grass, Energy Ball, and then a Hidden Power, I guess. I think that's about it that we're going to get out of this Pokemon. It has Ingrain, it has like a lot of weird, it's weird. So fortunately, like Electric-type Pokemon, we see this in Jolteon, we see this in just a lot of Electric-type Pokemon. They don't have good coverage. Just like Thunderbolt, Hidden Power, that's it. Maybe a Signal Beam, GG right there. So yeah, it's going to be restricted by that. But if you don't have heavy electric resist, then you just die. Next up, we have Celesteela. Is that Steel type? Yeah, Steel Flying. All right, Steel Flying type. So that is going to be this one. Oh. That's what that one, like, I just kind of pulled up the things, I tried to order them, I wasn't paying attention to the names. This is, like, the creepiest one to me, because, I mean, like, I'm trying to line it up, so I guess that's how, like, that part looks like a spine with, like, a tiny little face with a mouth on it. This is why Ultra Beasts are too creepy for me. But, 97, 103, 101, 107, this Pokemon's balanced, Joe. That's, like, scary balanced. It's going to come down to the moveset, but think about Skarmory. Nah, I don't want to think about that anymore. Like, I wish it didn't have attack. Like, if it had, like, 50 attack and then more defenses or more speed, it would have been scary. So, it looks like Game Freak, they're taking risks. They're taking risks with, like, what could be super overpowered and then what might not be as overpowered. I feel like they could have gone a little scarier with the Celesteela, but that's still pretty interesting right there. It's tanky. Does it get Roost is the question. So, we have round... Okay, so... Okay. I think another good thing is, like, these tanky ones don't seem to have too much sustain unless you're going to be using the Leech Life. That's actually scaring me right there. Ingrain, Absorb, Harden, Tackle, Smackdown, Iron Head. Okay, this one actually seems pretty bad. Like, I'm not seeing much. The Bulldog, like, it's just stats. I'm not seeing any boosting, which is really good. The Beast Boost still could come into play somehow, but I mean, you have high defenses, you have high stuff like that. Not seeing it. Iron Defense, I guess. Autotomize. Okay, the Autotomize might mean something. Now, maybe if this Pokemon was, like, more in attack. Like, if it had, like, 50 on the special attack and then 151 on the attack, then that means you could Autotomize, use your defenses to tank it up, have a 150, go crazy on some other moves and stuff. But I'm not seeing it. Like, Heavy Slam. Yeah, Heavy Slam is going to be devastating because this Pokemon is about as dense as it gets. So Heavy Slam is always going to do like a 120 base power with Stab. Okay, that's scary to think about. Leech Seed, though. It's like a Leech Seed Skarmory. Like, I mean, do you have to protect? Like, Leftovers, Leech Seed, protect. So that way you're still getting like a lot of your health back. So maybe. Like, I don't really know what to think about that. But you are gonna, yeah, if you do that, then that means you're getting like 3/8 of your health back in 2 turns. So every time you take damage, you're getting 3/8 of your health back. That might work out. So Autotomize, Leech Seed, Autotomize, I guess, to try to minimize that. Protect, Heavy Slam. But then you still don't have like a super high amount of attack, but you are throwing out a ridiculous base power move. So don't really know what to think about that. Kartana. Now this is another scary one. Because yeah, 181 on the attack. 181 attack with a 109 speed. That means you can still Life Orb and still do pretty well. Sacred Sword. Okay, ignore the defenses and have fighting coverage, because why not? So, I need to go and switch up. Kartana is the one that looks like the gym badge. So, yeah, that's Kartana. Grass Steel, though. 4 times weakness to fire. Praise be Arceus. That saves us right there. Here we go. Like, look at that. No special defense. So that's bad. That's actually really, really bad, because when you think about it, grass steel, it's only going to be weak to fighting, which is primarily physical, and flamethrower, which is going to kill it anyways because it's grass steel and has 31 on special defense. So it doesn't have any weakness effectively. Like, it doesn't have like any more weakness, if you understand what I'm trying to say right here. But 131 on defense means it'll survive physical hits. It has 109. So this is going to be like Lucario, what people were fearing about Lucario and stuff, like Mega Lucario, that if you don't outspeed it, it kills you. Done. 181 on the attack. Probably gets Swords Dance, right? So there's Synthesis, because it can heal. Why not? Night Slash, Swords Dance, Leaf Blade, X Scissor. So you Leaf Blade, you Sacred Sword. Leaf Blade has 90 base power. Smart Strike. So Smart Strike's actually pretty solid because it's 70 base power, bypasses accuracy checks. There's really no way to like cheese around this. You can't cheese this Pokemon at all. You can't evasion boost it, and you can't defensive boost it because it's just Sacred Sword. All right. So yeah, like that's actually really scary. Swords Dance against a physical attacker, kill everything. Do you even need the Swords Dance because of Beast Boost though? Like, I'm actually wondering if a bulk set in its own crazy way would work, because if you play from now, I don't know. I don't even know. Wait, now I'm actually like trying to get really weird about the way that Beast Boost could work. Is that if I Beast Boost my speed, then Swords Dance, and then something, like how do those stats work out? Like, okay, I might be overthinking this. I was trying to think like, how can I get more speed out of that than just the 109 to make sure Kartana ruins everything? But there we go. So that's actually terrifying. That's actually going to do, hey, it gets Guillotine just in case. Calm Mind for some reason. +6 Calm Mind, now its defense is pretty good, or special defense is pretty good. And then we have Guzzlord. So I saw the 170, I was like, that's pretty crazy. I saw the 180, that's pretty crazy. There's the 223 on the hit point, still has a 101 on the attack. And it gets Stockpile! No! That's the bad one. That's the one. What? Wait. Okay. What? Okay, I feel really weird right now. That game. What do I? It's a 200. Think Chansey with Stockpile. Dark Dragon. So, do we? Oh yeah, I was about to say, do we know Dark Dragon type? Yeah, we do. That's Hydreigon. So, Hydreigon's tanky, or like Hydreigon's defensiveness, I mean, that's pretty solid. Beast Boost still. I mean, it's a tanky Beast Boost Pokemon as well. So if you bring the defense, okay, all right. What is this other? Okay, what else does Pokemon get? Because if it gets like a defense boost, then yeah, we can do some, like, it doesn't matter, it gets a Stockpile. So actually, what happens if you, ooh, no, it boosts the highest stat, so the highest stat keeps snowballing. I'm just thinking about even defenses, but I guess it kind of doesn't really matter. I guess it chooses one at random and then that one just goes up infinitely. Or you can also choose what one speed. Do you want it to be a more specialized defensive tank? Then you go 252 special defense, 252 defense, and then whatever nature, and then that one's going to keep beast boosting. And then you're still gaining stats on the Stockpile. So I don't even think that matters. Yeah, like, this Pokemon gets toxic. I don't see sustain, though. However, you can give the Z move, because Z moves make it where Stockpile heals the Pokemon up to full. So it doesn't matter at that point. Yeah, like, I would imagine this Pokemon would get Recover or something like that, but at least it doesn't. Okay, Pokemon does have sustain. And it seems like it could only Toxic Stall. But, I mean, it'll never die, is, like, the scary thing to think about. It will never die on the Guzzlord. 223 hit points. So I mean, yeah, you think Drift Bloom, and you think how tanky Drift Bloom is. Guzzlord's tankier and gets the Stockpile. And Stompy, Tantrum, and Crunch, and Hammer Arm. Yeah, like, okay. So I'm gonna have to really break down these Pokemon, put some time in the lab, figure out what to do for the strategy guide. But I'm not liking what I'm seeing, because that's absolutely terrifying. Like, to me, there's no difference between like a 40 speed and an 80 speed. If you're slow, you're slow. If you're tanky, you're tanky. You can Stockpile into those defenses, which means bad things are going to happen. And yeah, that Chansey with Stockpile is pretty much it. It's mostly gonna be Toxic Stall, but at the same time, what does it give up? Because if you Z-move for that stockpile, you make sure your opponent doesn't have any toxic Pokemon, you just win. You do have some other things. Steamroller, that's... One weird thing I noticed about these Ultra Beasts is they have like an aesthetic move that doesn't really synergize with them. Like, why does Celestelia get the Leech Seed? Like, it seems like they have like one off-typing thing. Like, the Steamroller doesn't do anything for Guzzlord, but it looks like a Steamroller. It looks like it just wants to roll over you until you die. It does get the Dragon Rage. I think Dragon Rage is actually going to be viable on this Pokemon, because it does 40 damage every time. So it's kind of like running the stockpile, toxic kind of set. Protect leftovers, is that even possible? I don't know. Like, I guess the only thing is that this Pokemon does not have Sustain. So, we'll see where it goes. Still gets Earthquake, still has good coverage overall. Trying to think, like, is there anything that drops its defense or something? Doesn't get the Leech Life. It got Leech Life, that'd be scary. Does not have Swords Dance, I believe, as well. So, yeah, it's going to be a very interesting Pokemon to see if it works. I mean, you just rest. Like, you stockpile, you rest, and then you wake up, and you're still fine enough to do damage. Like, that could be a possibility as well. So, stockpile, rest, Toxic, Dragon Rage? Is that a real thing? Like, I think this Pokemon is that broken to where it could get away with that. So, there we go, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Wow. This is why I didn't want Ultra Beasts to be Pokemon. This is scary stuff. But yeah, thank you guys for watching.